Hello everybody, it's Monday the 10th of December 2018. Lovely to be back online, lovely to be starting my vlogs again on YouTube. I've got lots to tell you about what's been going on in these past few months since I was last on, and it all started back in May when I was just so frustrated with everything that was going on regards having my referral sent to Stoke, not being able to see a consultant and to have surgery, and the waiting list seemed to be getting longer and longer. Originally it started off as a 6-month wait, and earlier in the year in May it was getting to 12-14 months. So after talking to a few people, it was suggested that I go to my local CCG, which I did do. Found out who was the bariatric lead for my area and emailed them, and a lovely lady got back in touch with me who said she was willing to meet up with me and discuss what was going on. So whilst waiting to meet the CCG lead, I created a little Facebook group and put up a few posts on some weight loss forums asking for anybody in the northwest area if they were going through a similar issue as I was and what were the problems, so that not only I could tell my story, but I could also tell the story of all those in the northwest that were waiting to be referred to Stoke as well. So I'm meeting the lady from the CCG. I told her about my story. I told her the story of all the other people in the local area and sort of the northwest area and what we were all going through. And that wasn't quite what they understood was to be happening. So she said she was researching into it and find out. So over the weeks I had a few meetings, emails were exchanged, and then she got in touch with all the other bariatric leads in all the other CCGs within the northwest, and they created a group to specifically look at what was going on in Stoke and how improvements could be made so that, you know, we that were waiting would have shorter times, or whether a new provider was needed. So all this was happening. Unfortunately, I couldn't tell anybody because I gave a vow of confidentiality, because I didn't want anything getting out into Facebook or anywhere and it actually disrupting the process of what they were trying to do. So kept myself very quiet, very low profile, and just keeping in touch with the CCG as and when it was appropriate. Still also keeping in touch with Stoke and finding out what was going on, and it just seemed like I wasn't even getting any closer, wasn't going down the list. I was just almost staying at the magic number 76 that I was. Depending on who you spoke to, actually there was between 200 and 300 people on the waiting list just to see the consultant, not even to have surgery. Oh, hang on, and my television has just come on, so I just turn the sound down. There we go, that won't interrupt us. Bit of Loose Women, day after day, trash TV. So anyway, so all that was going on. So yeah, between 200 and 300 people were on the waiting list. So it just felt that we were never going to get to see the consultant. Thankfully, my local CCG, alongside all the others in the northwest, came up with a plan so that they found another provider, because Stoke realised actually the enormity of the task of not only looking after their own patients, but those within the northwest was a lot bigger than what they anticipated. So a new provider is now being found. So those of us that have been waiting, the 200 to 300, are going to be seen by this provider first, and then I'm assuming everyone else in the northwest area will go to this provider as well. That I don't know, but I'm sure those of you that are waiting could find out from your, you know, hospital, GP, whoever you're actually seeing. Anyway, so I was told in November that the new provider had been started And from sort of mid to end of November, the procurement process would start, and they would be contacting patients who had been waiting for Stoke. So thinking in my head it's going to be the beginning of January before I was going to hear anything. On the 1st of December, I came home from work to find a letter from the Lancashire Commissioning CCG group saying, could you give us a ring to allow us to pass on your medical records to the new provider, and that will then set the ball in motion for you to obviously meet a consultant, etc. So did that, had to wait till the Monday because obviously I didn't get the letter till like 5 o'clock on the Friday evening, so spent all weekend being really excited, but not excited because I'd had so many false starts before. So on the Monday morning, rang up the CCG, said yes, I was very happy for my notes to be passed on, and so I was then told I would get a phone call from someone from the provider to organise an appointment to see the consultant, dietitian, and anybody else that I needed to within that provider. So again, thinking it's going to be a few weeks, but everyone in the group that I'd set up also started to get their letters as well. So we're all feeling a buzz of excitement. And then on Wednesday, which must have been, oh God, I don't think I did get my letter on the 1st of December. It must have been the Friday before, because it was on, where was it? Wednesday the 5th. I got a phone call of December. I got a phone call from the provider inviting me to an appointment to see the surgeon dietitian and also have a little talk about all the different surgeries and complications as well, because as we all know, we all think of the good things, but we don't always think of the complications and the impact that it's going to have on our life. So I said, yeah, I'm happy to come for an appointment. When's your next available appointment? And she said the 7th of December, which blew me away. Didn't expect again it to be that early. So on the 7th of December, I went to see the consultant, but in the phone call that I had before I went, I said I was a little concerned that I'd put weight on, and I was worried I would then be turned away because I hadn't kept my referral weight. But I was assured that everything would be fine and not to worry about it, as they weren't going to turn anybody away just because they put on a little bit of weight, considering the time that we've had no real support and we'd been waiting to see a consultant. So off we went on the 7th of December, still feeling a little nervous, even though I was told not to worry about the weight. I still didn't want to get there and start panicking. So went and saw one of the consultants, who was absolutely lovely, went through all the health questionnaires and all basic pre-op type stuff, I think. So did all that, then went to see the dietitian, and it turned out that I put £10 on, and that's been in 18 months. So again, she felt that there was nothing to worry about. She had no real concerns. So this really put my mind at rest that obviously there is still a chance that they're going to do the operation. What she said that would happen, and I'm assuming it's happening right at this moment, that they would be having a meeting on Monday the 10th to discuss all the patients that had an appointment on Friday the 7th, to decide which hospital they're going to go to, because there's a choice of two hospitals, although we don't choose, the consultant chooses. So there's a choice of two hospitals which are a lot closer to us than what Stoke was, and obviously to give us our surgeon. So they will go through all the notes and all the information that we gave them on Friday, and then we were told that we would get a phone call at some point this week to tell us when our surgery date will be. So it seems it could well be January. that I actually have my op. A few of us have said we'd like it sooner rather than later, and they were going to see what they can do. I know some people are having their op before Christmas. They said they may be able to do a list between Christmas and New Year, which I said I'm more than happy to go for if it's available. Otherwise it's going to be in January, hopefully early January, because obviously I've got my business to sort out and everything. So yeah, what a journey. We're there. I've got all the information for the pre-op diet, which is 800 calories a day, which I'm really pleased about, because the thought of drinking milk and yoghurt for 2 weeks really did not fill me with joy. So it'll be things where we have, I think it's high protein, low carbohydrate. They don't want us to have more than 100 grams of carbohydrate a day. And there's like lots of menu samples and things like that that we can use. So that's our pre-op diet, and also being given the post-op diet as well. So within 6 weeks of having the op, we should be on soft to normal food, but obviously just take it as it comes, see how, body reacts. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. I can't tell you how weird it feels that eventually that I'm going to get the operation. I'm extremely excited, but also extremely worried, extremely scared. They talk about the mortality rate, and you think, oh gosh, but actually it's safer to have a gastric bypass than it is to have a gallbladder or a hip replacement operation. So my husband's had a hip replacement and he came out of it okay, so I think I should be okay coming out of this. And I know that the providers that we're under are absolutely at the top of their game. So I know that not only myself, but everybody who's going to go to them are going to be extremely well looked after. So I'm going to leave it for there. Hopefully in a couple of days I'll be able to come on and give you my date, and we'll start my journey of my gastric bypass sort of from there really. And 2019 is going to be a very different year. So hope everybody else's journey is going okay. Thank you for watching. If you've got any questions, any messages for me, just pop them down in the message box below, and look forward to interacting with everybody all over again. Have a good day everybody. Speak to you soon. Bye.